Okay. Now, if I've got two waves interacting with each other, their connection is very straightforward. Wave 1 plus wave 2. However, you might think, oh, this is not friendly. It is going into more mathematical complexity than just thing 1 plus thing 2. But no, that's good. We're not scared of the math. Science, one way of defining science that I like is that science is taking the universe and translating it into a human language. The human language that works best for this purpose is calculus. But not even going there, if I just look at it in terms of those two sine waves, then where I say like, K1, like wave 1 will have the amplitude A1 times the sine of K1x minus omega 1t plus the initial phase 0 of 1. Now if I just call that the phase of thing 1, then by going through the math described in the book, and then therefore, not something I'm going to double down on here, then, let's see, what we'll do, this is not for this quite yet, is that we'll get this by having the, if I were to use like the same, well actually, if I just, at the beginning, for ease of use, I'll say the same frequency, and therefore the same angular frequency and the same amplitude. Add those together, then, using a couple of trigonometric identities, I've got, okay, a wave, a sinusoidal wave that describes the combination of those two. But because those two don't agree in position necessarily, that means that we're going to get, the amplitude is going to be defined by the difference in phase between the two waves. So, if the two waves are if they're in phase with each other, then delta theta will be 0 degrees, or 0 radians I should say, or 2 pi radians, which will be giving me the same thing. And I'll get an amplitude that is equal to, it'll just be equal to twice the amplitude of both waves. So if we've got the same wave on top of itself, that gives me double the wave. But there are ways if these two waves are pi or 3 pi or 5 pi, whatever, if they're 180 degrees out of phase, then the amplitude is 0. The two waves are canceling each other out. I'll try and see if I can find a couple of good examples to illustrate some of the specific points in this case. They will go up on the next wave videos, and they will be listed in this chapter.